Today on Keep Shooting Monday, learn how I created this photo. Hey everyone, Greg Cazillo from Cazillo.com. Welcome to Keep Shooting Monday, and as always, we start off with Cazillion questions. Questions comes from the Cazillions forum about how to buy used gear from Marcelo Canda. Used gear is a great way to save a lot of money and get a better lens than what you have. The big thing that I like to look for when purchasing used gear, number one, is local. Is it local? Can you put it in your hand? Can you try it out on your body? That's why I like Craigslist for that. You can also do a more refined search on eBay for pieces that are being sold in your area or within a reasonable travel distance. I like to put that piece in my hand, try it out, especially if it's from a private buyer. Now, if it is from a company like B&H or KEH or something like that, then you typically are going to have a return policy when it comes to those products, maybe a 90-day return, 30-day return. Then if there's any issues, you can return it. You don't really have to worry about it. Now, I've also bought a lot of things off of eBay. The big thing, once again, with eBay is, number one, pay with PayPal, so that you have that return, you have that, I don't know what the word is, but the kind of fallback in case there was an issue. And the other thing I'll look for a lot is, has the equipment been serviced recently by Nikon? I actually bought my 300mm 2.8 Nikkor lens off of eBay, I guess it's 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. Anyway, the lens was perfect. It was in great condition, but it also had the paperwork to back it up that came from Nikon that say that they just serviced it, that it was in really good condition. So that can make a huge difference. Hopefully some of these things will help you, but always check out the piece as much as possible. And as one other guy, I think it was Keith, that said on the forum, ask the person why they're selling it. If they can't really explain why they're selling it, then it might seem a little shady. You might have a little bit more of a conversation back and forth and to figure out what's going on and kind of how you feel about it. Next question from JP. I'm so lost with all the websites! Exclamation point. Right now I'm just using Facebook. Is that too unprofessional? I want a site that I can display pics and have a link to my local print house for ordering. Suggestions? In one word, yes. If you are professional, you need to have more than just a Facebook page. Facebook is not made for a professional photographer. It's a good way to connect, a good way to share your recent work, to kind of to stay in front of someone. But the way that I think about Facebook is that you would use it like a postcard campaign. Back in the day, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, we would always be sending out marketing campaigns and postcard campaigns. You'd send it out 3 or 4 times a year to stay in front of the people. Well, now we can do it for free with Facebook and do it more often, once or twice a month, 3 times a month, whatever it is that you're doing. In my case, a lot of you are following me on Facebook, and you're able to see my updates a few times a week. And then you, of course, come back, watch my videos, all that stuff. But it's not enough, okay? You have got to have that website to back it up. The web, all of social media, all of social web is all about the conduit to get them back to your website, okay? Find a local website designer that will barter with you, that might need photographs for some of their clients. That can be one way to save some money. The other thing you can do is look at the open source content management systems such as Joomla and WordPress. They do a lot of stuff very, very well. It's very easy, and you can manage your own website. Now, I suggest going with a hosting company like 1&1 Internet to host it. I'm not a big fan of GoDaddy, but find a good, reliable host, maybe DreamHost. It's DreamHost, something like that. Anyway, there's a lot of really good, reputable companies out there. Make sure that they support Joomla or WordPress, and maybe get some recommendation off of the 2 of their forums, see what other people think, and do a little research, look at the plugins, extensions, all the things that you can do with those platforms Build your own website. It is not difficult. You can do it yourself. I promise you. But you need to have your own website if you are a professional photographer. Two-part question here from Samya. What are the settings we should change every time before taking a photo other than ISO, shutter speed, and aperture? Well, first thing you need to think about is your focus. What are you doing with your focus? What are the things in there that's going on? What is that focus mode do you need? Of course, zooming in, what's your composition look like? You mentioned ISO, shutter speed, aperture, all big, huge considerations. What lens are you going to choose? All I can really say with this is that it kind of sounds like you're more of a beginning photographer. So do me a favor and start spending some time watching some of my videos, especially my video on I forget how many settings of the camera DSLR camera you must know. I'll put a link to it right here. So make sure that you check that video out. Those are the big settings that you're going to be kind of paying attention to on a regular basis. Some of them more than others, but I kind of explain that in the video. So check out that video and hopefully it will help. And of course, any other questions, best place is over at the forum or tweet them to me, whatever, and I'll try and answer some more here on Keep Shooting Monday. Part 2, most of the time my photos don't have natural colors. Photos I took at beach are awful. Water doesn't have nice blue color. Water and sky is white. Can you please give me some advice to get a natural color in the beach and other bright sunlight photography? In looking at your photograph, I think your white balance is off. You probably are not setting it and changing it on a regular basis. What I actually recommend with your white balance is to set it on auto white balance all the time. Do not get that confused with auto ISO. Auto ISO is bad. Auto white balance is good. And then of course shooting raw, that'll allow you to adjust that white balance slightly in post so that you can get the perfect balance, get those nice blue skies, get your greens, your colors, get everything perfect as you want it. So that'll be a good combination of the two. If you're not sure about how those work, go back and watch my auto ISO video, my auto white balance video, and there's links to that. And questions, ask away. This week's Keep Shooting photo assignment is on angle. Now I'd like to see you guys work on some different angles. Could be anything. Just give me a different angle on something. So it could be low shooting high, high shooting low, any kind of a different perspective. That's what I'd like to work on. Now this one's really about composition and seeing what's going on in the photo, maybe just different angles, different positions, different something. I don't want to use the term shooting outside of the box because realistically you're staying inside of the box, which is your camera, and that's just the way it is. But I really want you to start looking around and trying those different positions and different things. There's a couple really good photos up there already. You have until this Friday, February 1st at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to post your photos for them to be considered for the video, next week's Keep Shooting Monday video. So get them in, post as many as you want. I'll pick a few, talk about them here in next week's Keep Shooting Monday video, and I think that's it. Post them, get them up there, please, a lot. My most popular video to date on my YouTube channel is my Seeing the Light video. It has over 113,000 views, which is amazing to me. That I really didn't think that particular video was going to explode the way that it has. But it has sparked a lot of interesting conversation. And one person asked me how I took this particular photo. What did I do to capture it? And why was it shot at ISO 3200? Well, it was taken a while back. It was actually in one of my flash photography classes here in Pennsylvania in the fall. And the model is not a professional model or anything like that. She's just one of the photographers in the class. And so here's how, step by step, in 5 photos, actually 4, I guess, well, yeah, I guess 5, how I created this particular image. Now, this first photo is just to set the ambient light. If you don't understand flash photography, go ahead back and take a look at my flash photography exposure video. That'll help you to understand what's going on in this particular photo. So, I have, say I'm the model, or you know what, I'll show you, I'll do it this way. I'll show you this little sketch here, okay? First we have the model sitting there, and absolutely no light on her face. It's a pretty blah photo, touch underexposed, needs some work, probably could save it in post, but the lighting on her is just terrible. Then next we add some flash, okay? That flash is, if you're looking at her, camera left, okay? Coming in on her face. I think I had a small softbox on. It's been so long since I shot this photo, I really don't remember. I could have done it with an umbrella. I could have done it with a small softbox. For this particular image, it probably wouldn't matter. And then the next the second one, third one, are a matter of setting that flash and setting the ambient in the background. Then the next photo, the fourth one, looks really good as far as my exposure, flash balance, all that stuff. Get the background looking good. Then I had to just pose her. All right, that's it. I just posed her, got the light where I wanted it, and posed her chin, got a good smile out of her, probably told her a joke or something, and that was the photo. That made it. But the sequence of getting it to that point is the key to this photo. First, starting off with that ambient only exposure, understanding that I have that good ambient first, and then adding the flash is the way to go. Next piece of the puzzle is when you're shooting flash and you're not moving and the subject is not moving, make sure the flash is on manual mode. I will do that 99% of the time. If that person isn't moving, if the subject isn't moving and the camera isn't moving, then that flash is going to be on manual. If it's on a separate stand, it's usually on manual mode, because it gets me a consistent exposure every single time, and I don't have to worry about going up and down, my settings changing, give me a hard time. That should be about it as far as this photo is concerned. I don't know the exact particulars. It's really just a matter of mixing the right amount of flash with the right amount of ambient light, getting a nice scene, a beautiful model, and you're done. Get a nice smile. That's it. You created a great photo. So hopefully I added a little bit of interest to this, and hopefully you understand it a little bit better. If you do have more questions, of course, please send them over. Questions, comments, concerns, I think that's all for today's Keep Shooting Monday. Greg Cazillo, Cazillo.com. Thanks, guys. Keep shooting. See you.